like both nurturing and connecting, I think they should be fun. They should be fun, okay? So every time I'm connecting with people, I'm already in my fun energy. Like I'm having fun. I'm in a good mood. I'm uplifted. Like I don't mind. I'm not here to make a sale right now. I'm just like flowing, right? So for me, hello my dearest entrepreneur friends, welcome back to another video, or if you are listening this on the Omnichannel podcast, welcome back to the podcast. Today we're going to talk about connecting people, because Nokia have made this incredible one-liner that has been stuck in my head every time I hear the word connecting. So great job on marketing, Nokia. Great job. But specifically, when I talk about connecting, I want to talk about how to connect with people online, okay? Because I think in person, it's quite easy for us to connect with people because we see each other face to face. But online, what I have been seeing is an epidemic of people not knowing how to connect. It's business owners not knowing how to connect with their buyers. It's two business owners don't know how to connect to collaborate. It's just overall, like across the board, I see there is a big connection issue. Okay. And I understand, like, you know, it's scary to put yourself out there. It's scary to connect. And a lot of people, and I see this, there is this retardedness, and I'm sorry to use this word, like that the entrepreneurs, they don't know how to speak to their own audiences, okay? So not even we're talking about cold audiences, we're talking about your email list, you know? I see sometimes entrepreneurs, they lose touch to the point where they don't know how to speak to the people, their own people anymore, okay? So I want to talk about connecting and how I personally connect, because I feel like for me, it's very easy to connect with people, offline and in person as well. It's just all about like, do I want to or do I not want to? But if I want to, it's easy for me to connect with people because of, I'm going to tell you what I'm going through in my head. Now, I know that, and I see this mistake over and over, especially when someone is prospecting. And if you're out there in the DMs, you're reaching out to people, you're trying to pitch your services and stuff, like that's great. You know, it means that you're doing something. But I want to go through like what levels of connections that I see. The very first would be someone messages me to pitch me immediately. Those connections, they're usually like, okay, for me, that's not interesting at all. There are people who check or like my latest posts and then they connect in DMs again, very quickly expressing some interest or expressing some excitement, and then very quickly they pitch me. So there isn't a lot of depth in these connections, and therefore they don't work. Again, it could be a scenario they send me a group, or it can be a scenario that they position themselves as the authority, even though we are doing the same exact thing, okay? So it's a mismatch. It's a complete misfire, and these connections, they don't work nor lead to any opportunities. When people pitched me, like VAs as well, I went on calls with them. I just didn't feel the vibe, you know. So often these like pitch connection requests, it's a big numbers game. And because it's a lazy marketing way to create opportunities, especially if it's done this way, I would say it doesn't work really for me. And I'm not sure like the client sophistication level that is actually there for this type of approaches, okay? And I want to say this as well, and not to shit on anyone, but I see it as well. Like if someone is sending a message to someone and they are not responding, and you keep messaging again and again, like almost faking interest, like, oh, tell me more. Like, I wonder, like, how is this for you? Like, do you need help? Like, so while that's great, not so great, but I'm glad you guys are out there doing something about your businesses. I'm so glad you are. But again, it's a turnoff, okay? And I'm going to quote Phil Jones because he's great at communication. And he said that sales to him is earning the right to make a recommendation. So without you knowing what the issue is and knowing what you're facing with, you are not to make a recommendation, okay? So we're not going to send them something like, hey, I have this program and I think it's perfect for you, blah, blah, blah. Like, I haven't earned the right to make a recommendation because I didn't ask the person if they need help with anything, okay? So, like I said, the solution is not to be like, hey, do you need help with anything? Okay? Because then you are like shooting in the dark. You don't know what are you doing, and apparently you're doing everything right under the sun. So it's not the solution, okay? But I want to bring back the conversation on like, how do we connect? How do we connect? How do we connect? What I have found was very easy for me to connect with people is by looking for commonalities. And I don't just want to look for surface level commonalities, okay? I want to look for commonalities that are, not surface level, just go to someone's feed, give it 2-3 minutes before you even connect with them and start from there, okay? Not just like, I see you are an amazing coach. Like, those are bullshits to me, but I really look into where they are, things that you can tie yourself into, like commonalities that you can really build on those commonalities. And I remember watching The Voice, and there was a season where Camila Cabello was one of the coaches. And I was observing how she managed to persuade these singers to become part of her team. And what she was actually doing is that every time she was like, oh my God, me too. Oh my God, I also had stage fright. Oh my God, I'm from here. Like no matter like who she was talking to, she always managed to find commonalities on the spot with the person the singer that she wanted in her team.
Do you want somebody that has actually been on a singing competition before?
Oh my gosh.
And 10 out of 10 times that, oh my God, me too, like, oh my God, I'm same, that led her to actually get the person. And it's not because like we are trying to trick someone, but it's just because people like familiar things. People like to they connect on things that they're similar on, okay? So people like to connect with people on things that they also share, like shared interest, shared commonalities, like if they have a passion for food or whatever, right? So that's what makes people connect, common stuff, not like fake common stuff, but really, really common stuff. That's a really great way for you to open the conversation, to look for commonalities and open the conversation from there and let the connection build over time. Now, I have been showing empathy and I have been making bold asks right off the bat with people, but I never done it like on the blind, right? So I knew, for example, I'm going to give you this example. Like for me, when I'm booking podcast guests, I'm usually knowing why I'm booking that person because I know I've been exposed to their work. I knew I could handle them. So when I'm approaching them, with the way I'm approaching them, even if it's like, hey, you want to come to my podcast, it's not what I say. I explain to them what I valued in their work before I make an ask. So that becomes like, this person really knows me, into like, I'm flattered that this person offers me and not just spamming everyone else. Okay, so that's where I'm making a bold ask, but I'm already aware of the person's situation and I already worked up some kind of a knowledge base about the person before I made a big bold ask, okay? The other thing that I want to two things that I want to mentally, I want you to dial in. Actually, 3. One is the energy of desperation. The first thing is your energy, okay? And it's so important because we know that if we are anxious in our energy and we really want to make something happen and we really want to control the outcome of this person becoming a client, we can really get into this needy energy. And that's when we are like, hi, I'm just following up, right? And that energy is actually pushing people even further because you're not secure within yourself in like, okay, I don't need a sale, I'm okay. If you can channel that instead, that's the best way to start. The second is also on the energy level is rush. Okay, what I'm seeing is people have this rush of, I need to make this happen or else, okay? I need to do this right now, today. Like, tell me now, answer me now. And I understand, again, the desire to grow your business and have more clients. And that's why we need to reach out to more people and actively work on our connections to see if we can generate more opportunities. But because we do plant seeds every day, we don't have to worry about the rush, because the seeds that we were planting yesterday or a month ago, they will come into fruition soon. So the rush energy is something that I would urge you to avoid, because I feel like the more rushed you are with your approach, the more it comes like you can feel like, it's not going to be attracting the person to wanting to satisfy your needs. It's going to be repelling them even further. So let's not rush connections. Think about dating. Okay, think about dating. Like, you are dating the person for the first time, you're meeting the person for the first time, and you already, like, in your head, because you kind of stalk this person, let's say, and you are super into this person, and you're in your head, you just want to rush to, like, the deep stuff. And I used to deep stuff. Yeah, anyway, not like sex, but I meant like emotionally, you really, really want to connect with someone and you want to rush that process further. So I used to be very guilty of doing that, because I felt like, okay, I can only have a great conversation if I'm talking about the deep stuff, because that's what people use me for. That's what I'm used to do. I'm like therapizing my whole family and all my clients as well, but I'm really good at this deep stuff. So what I learned is to slow down. It's just slow down and to appreciate things that are, you don't have to go deep. We can be fine, we can just be chatting about the commonalities of the where we were from or what we were visiting, or if we have common national grounds or we are neighbor countries, or we can enjoy that level of conversation, before we rush into the sales. And that's why I said at the beginning of this video that sales is earning the right to make a recommendation, according to Phil M. Jones. And the reason it's so true is because you earn it. You gotta earn the right to make a recommendation. And how can you earn it? You can earn it by building a connection with someone and then being useful in those connecting moments. Or you can earn it by demonstrating people that your shit and you can help people, and you can demonstrate over and over, and you can earn the right so people will come to you. And also that comes with time. So rushing is actually not going to help you. So you need to slow that down. You think about your dating, and you don't want to rush into marriage, because that would turn people off. Like, normal people would get turned off if you talk about marriage on the first date. Okay, so slow down and compose yourself. Like, have some self-respect and not to lower yourself into degrees where you don't have to. Okay, and you might be thinking, well, me trying to make money for my business is not lowering myself. Well, it's not lowering yourself, but it's so hard for someone to look at you as the guide, as the someone who is going to be leading things for me, like, even if it's not leading them per se, but leading their projects or handling their sales stuff, or like what I'm doing, I'm literally taking on their online events, and I'm like, from start to finish, I'm there to do the whole thing, from the emails to the automations to everything. So they really have to trust me that I'm placing my whole reputation on you, and I'm trusting you that you will not tarnish my reputation. So there has to be that trust built over time, so that they can be like, okay, I think this girl can really, she's strong, she's solid, she's not going to tarnish my sacred reputation in my business. So, like I said, that comes with time, and we cannot rush connections. What you can do with connections is really to nurture them, and that's why we say, okay, well, nurture them, nurture. And it has become this buzzword, like we throw around, like, okay, well, I guess she needs more nurturing, which is like, it sounds like a drag to some people to be like, fuck, this person needs some nurturing. Like, oh, here we go. Oh my God, I can't with nurturing. Like, yeah, like, why is she not there yet? You know, we need to get it now, like, bro. And nurturing becomes this like, and the same kind of approach comes to connecting with people. Like, I have to connect with people. Oh my God, I need to go back to the DMs. Like, oh my God. So I think like both nurturing and connecting, I think they should be fun. They should be fun. Okay. So every time I'm connecting with people, I'm already in my fun energy. Like, I'm having fun. I'm in a good mood. I'm uplifted. Like, I don't mind. I'm not here to make a sale right now. I'm just like flowing, right? So for me, chatting is actually so much fun, as well as writing an email is so much fun, as well as making a post and content and making a content or filming a podcast. Like, these are fun activities for me. And if I ever show up into like, I don't feel like doing this, and I have to force myself into like, fuck, I guess I need to do my daily quota in connecting people, I should just walk the fuck away and come back to another day, because it's not the mindset we need to be in when we are connecting with people. Connections, they should never be forced. They should always be lighthearted. It should always be fun. And they should always be like, you know, just like effortless, you know? And the same with the nurturing. And I'm going to tie this to nurturing. And this is my third tip on like how to connect to people. Have fun. Have fun. Get yourself into a funny, playful energy if you can, and connect from there. It's much more, you know, effortless, you know? And you don't get offended even if people are like not responding to you in a way. You're just like, whatever, next one, you know? So I think that's a good way to connect with people. But nurturing is another layer of fun, because now I get to communicate with you. Now I get to, like, especially by email, like email nurturing, right? Now I get to communicate with you. Now I get to have another chance to show you that I know my shit, you know? And that to demonstrate to you that I'm helpful and, you know, teach you some stuff in the meantime, right? So the more I see this as people showing up with their fun energy and genuinely sharing valuable insights with people. And when they connect with people, they do it because they love to chit chat and they actually enjoy chatting with the person, right? You don't have to fake that you were enjoying it, which is, oh my God, you don't even get me started there, because the fake enjoyment of like, oh my God, you're amazing. Like the love bombing, like the fake thing, like, oh my God, it's so interesting. Like, if it's not, like, don't say it is. You're being so fake. And I can spot fake people, like, oh my God, like by the depth of their comment, like if it's like, oh my God, you're amazing, versus, oh my God, that post when you wrote about this, that made me really feel like this, and I appreciate that. So like that feedback to me is next level. And I'm always, when I'm connecting with people as well, I'm always trying to look for things that are unseen. And that would really take me some time to dig deep into what good can I say about this person? Like what value do I see about what they are doing? And I always openly share that with people, and I appreciate it. Like, oh my God, I feel so seen. I'm like, yeah, I know. I see you. So again, let's not take connections like I don't want it to be a drag. I don't want it to be a drag. And if it's not a drag or a chore or something that most people are like, oh, I like outsource this. I want to hire a setter so I don't have to talk to people. You know what I mean? Like that to me is like, oh my God, why are you in business if you don't want to talk to people? Like, why are you in business if you don't enjoy making connections? Like, what are you doing? Because then feedback comes from connections too. Like your clients, they should be able to tell you about what's working and what's not working. So let's just change the paradigm around connecting, and let's make connecting fun again. Okay? Thanks so much for listening to this ramble. I hope that this was somewhat helpful. If you like this one, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm sharing it on the channel. You can message me, DM me if you need my personal help with your marketing, whether you have team members who are connection retarded or you feel like you are out of touch with people, you don't like, how do I talk to them? Then I can help you with that too. I can help you bridge the gap and help you connect better. And just fix up your marketing, because marketing is connections, right? Thanks so much for listening to this one, and I'll see you guys very soon.